Hi, my name's Richard.
I'm Rachel.
Welcome to Aspirations Dance Video Lessons. So we're going to have a little talk about timing and how we can adapt our timing to fit different music. So we don't really need to fall into the trap of thinking, I'm learning a rumba, I'm learning a salsa, I'm learning a mambo, I'm learning a cha-cha-cha. Because when that happens, often you can find yourself thinking, oh, I don't know how to do a rumba, or I don't know how to do a salsa, when the reality is, all of these steps pretty much are the same. We just change the styling. So as you get more advanced with your dancing, the style changes, the hold changes, the way in which we interact and work with the music changes. So if we were to take that bass work and work on the slow rumba music, then we would find that we would still create exactly the same information, but the timing would be something like this: quick, quick, slow. Now over that slow step, we're using up 2 beats of the music. So although we're talking about 4-beat music, you'll see we've only got 3 steps. So we've got the forward and backward step, or the backward steps or the side step. They're working on the beats, and then the closing step is going over 2 beats. Now we're working primarily on beat 1 for this video. So at the basic foundation work, we suggest beat 1 is the best beat to work with. It's the easiest to find. It creates less stress on the dance floor when you're trying to do that initially. You can dance on beat 2, and if you look at some of the competitive styles of the rumba, the cha-cha-cha, you'll see them starting on beat 2. We will discuss that at a later date in a more advanced timing video. You may also find that if you're out dancing salsa, the discussion may come up as to whether you want to dance on beat 1 or beat 2. I would suggest that you don't worry about that. If you are interested in that, the advanced timing video will help you out with that. So if we look at that step there and we break it down into the beats, working with beat 1, we would get beat 1, beat 2, beat 3, 4. Beat 1, beat 2, beat 3, 4. And of course, if you wanted to work on beat 2, it would go beat 2, beat 3, beat 4, 1. And you can see that's where it starts to get a little bit complex in terms of the timing, which is why we say start off just working with beat 1 initially. It'll make a little bit more sense. So if we wanted to work with mambo music or salsa music, we would find that we just need to apply the same information but move a little bit faster. The advice when the music starts to move faster initially is to reduce the size of the steps, so we can extend things out a little bit when it's slower, but as it gets faster, smaller steps will be better. So when we look at that at a little faster pace, we see it working like this: quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow. Quick, quick, slow. And again, we're using the same beat numbers. Beats 1 and 2 where we move, beats 3 and 4 where we close. So you can take that work and apply it to pretty much any music and have a little mess about and a little play around with it. If you do want to bring in some of the kind of club styles here, it still works the same. So when we talked in our hold video about changing the hold a little bit, we can look at this softer work if we want to. And of course, if you want to bring it a little bit more into the kind of the international style competitive range, then we'll take our hold and you can start to see how we change the styling a little bit to suit the music and to suit how we feel about dancing. So a lot of times I say interpret the music, go with the feeling of the music, and more than what you're told to do. Dancing can get very academic. We like to dance in a way where we just enjoy the music, enjoy dancing with each other, and we like to just get up on the dance floor and have a great time and not worry about too many things. Finally, in our timing, we're going to take a look at what happens when we split the beats down and we create the fabulous cha-cha-cha, which is a great dance, very versatile. It'll fit to a lot of musical types. You will use this a lot once you learn how to do this. So the way to create it is we take that closing step where we're just taking one step and we're going to create 3 steps. So it would go cha, cha, cha. Now, as you delve deeply into that, we can find the cha-cha-cha moving in all different directions. But initially, we're going to use the placement of the feet on the spot. So we're not going to worry about adding any additional movement. We're just going to adjust and change the timing. So when we're in hold here, now what we will find is it would go step, step, cha, cha, cha. And we can apply our basic movement, cha, 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 step, step, cha, 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 step, step, cha, cha, cha. And that introduces us to split timing, where we take the beat, we split it down the middle, and we add a little and count. So if we looked at the timing, again working with beat 1, we would find it would go 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that gives us our cha-cha-cha. That's the sound your feet make on the floor when you dance it. Cha-cha-cha. Another way of remembering it. Now, when I first started dancing, I had terrible problems with the cha-cha-cha. In fact, I nearly quit dancing because I couldn't do it. I'm a little bit like that. If I can't do something straight away, I'm out. I'm not going to work on it. But fortunately for me, somebody saw what I was doing and they helped me out, and eventually I got there and I worked it all out. And I like to relate that story. So if you find that you're having any issues or problems with your dancing, you can maybe take some inspiration that it's going to be okay. We've all experienced some issues with our dancing somewhere along the line, and we've worked through it, and we've got to that stage where we love it. Now, the thing that was happening to me, and this comes back to one of our earlier videos, the transfer of weight, is I wasn't transferring my weight. Now, this is really key in all of our Latin movement, but we see that it can really mess things up with our cha-cha-cha. So we'll take a look at that, and we'll see how the transfer of weight becomes really important. It's really key for all of our Latin dancing, well, all of our dancing really. So what happens when we take the step is we have to transfer weight and get a good quality of movement over this step and this step, so that allows us the opportunity to do our cha, 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 and now we can repeat that on this side, this step and this step, cha, cha, cha. So over every step, whether it's our backward step, our forward step, our side step, we must make sure we transfer weight, cha, cha, cha. Again, that's going to give us the opportunity to dance without making errors. So if you do find that things are happening and it doesn't feel right, then revisit your transfer of weight. Because if we don't transfer our weight and we just take the foot forwards, we find that when we create our cha-cha-cha, suddenly the same foot is ready to go, and here I am now not able to dance because I'm not transferring the weight. So that's one of the key moments in the cha-cha-cha. It caught me out, and when I fixed it and sorted it, it allowed me to have a great time out on the dance floor. And we'll show you our start, middle and end. Basic 1, cha-cha-cha. Basic 2, cha-cha-cha. Basic 3, cha-cha-cha. Basic 4, cha-cha-cha. The middle section we go backwards, cha-cha-cha, step, step, cha-cha-cha, step, step, cha-cha-cha, step, step. We move to the side, side, step, cha-cha-cha, side, step, cha-cha-cha, side, step, cha-cha-cha, side, step, cha-cha-cha. And we're ready to rinse and repeat and start again. Now, we're not going to really delve too deep into hip movement or some of the deeper techniques. We'll look at that in another video. That will give you enough, though, to get out and play around with some music. If you do find that it's not quite working out, then it is possible to revert back to the single step whilst your partner still does the cha-cha-cha. So, for example, in this situation here, Rachel will do the cha-cha-cha and I will just do the single step. So it would go step, step, I'm just going to hold, step, step, here I am doing nothing, step, step, I'm so lazy, step, step, but it still works. Okay, so we can see that it still works. So if you are finding that you do experience some issues, go back to transfer of weight, maybe leave it out, let your partner have some fun, but you will experience over time, as your connection gets better, a bit of a disconnect. So I don't recommend using that all the time, but it's there, it's available to you, so you can still get up and have fun, which is the most important part. Have fun on the dance floor while the music's playing, whilst working together as a team to the best of your ability. Have a play about, and we'll see you soon. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed that. Do all the usual stuff. Give us feedback, like, subscribe, call us in the wee small hours with all your problems. If it's important to you, it's important to us. We just want to make sure you're having a great time out there on the dance floor.